Hello, I am ShrimpSims, and today I am building a beautiful penthouse home for, well, animal lover Sims, people who just like to have a slightly interesting Sims build. Take your pick. If you like sheep, you're gonna like today. If you don't like sheep, this might not be for you. But if you are a mini sheep in The Sims 4, this is definitely for you. So yes, welcome to the Uptown Sheep Penthouse. 100% inspired by Dan and Phil's latest penthouse building Sims video, where there may have been the phrase Uptown Sheep said instead of Uptown Chic. And I ran with it. I went, hang on, I could have mini sheep in the penthouse. To be fair, okay, 99% inspired by that Dan and Phil video. 1% inspired by the fact that like a week ago when I was playing The Sims in my I have a little IRL family, like it's many generations back, and its purpose will be to eventually be the those no longer with us happy nostalgia time save. But anyway, point being, so many generations back where I am, I have had some of my Sims move from the beautiful Henford and Bagley to San Myshuno, and I didn't realize they had a mini sheep in their inventory, so they got there and I was just, pulling things out of their inventory, setting up the apartment, and I was like, why does one of them have a sheep in their apartment? I don't like, can the, and I was like, well, I can brush it and I can hand feed it, so like it would be fine, and I can, so they just have a mini sheep casually living with them, and I've just accepted it as part of the whimsical story. A rare moment of, Sims 4 directing the story, if you will. So combine these two events and you get an actual sheep-focused penthouse. I was going to try to build it in the, one penthouse that is like the the penthouse over in the rich neighborhood of San Myshuno. But honestly, I went into it and I went, no, this looks like this is just balancing atop a cold tower. This doesn't feel cozy or anything. So we're over in the arts corner, and if you catch a slight glimpse over to where the art gallery normally is, you will see an not at all informative spoiler of future videos to come. Because I got ideas that I already started building the shell for, because it's going to be either a really, really long video, but more likely multiple videos. I briefly toyed with the idea of doing a greenhouse outside. That doesn't stick around. But depending on if you're a mini sheep or not, you might consider every room in this place a bedroom. But if you're a Sim, this is a 1-bedroom penthouse, 1 bathroom, plenty of room for mini sheep to roam, Sims to have hobbies. Obviously, you could divide some rooms up, if you want to be a mini sheep penthouse family, rather than a mini sheep penthouse solo Sim or couple. But you do you. Just, I'm going to pretend that if you do download this and, have a family, I'm going to pretend that they all have the same sheep-themed bed, regardless of age, personality, or whether or not they wanted a double bed to begin with or not. I don't remember if there is a single bed equivalent of that bed. I had fun with all of the few sheep items we have. I think we need more. That, or I need to remember the swatches of other items that are less obvious. Who knows? But yeah, there's lots of the sheep rugs. And a few little... It's predominantly cottage living, horse ranch, and base game. But there's a few items. At the end, I do search through the other packs for some sheep items. So there's a couple more packs thrown in. Not a lot, it is just a couple more, but you obviously may or may not have all of them. And if you don't, that's okay, because you're only going to miss out on like 2-3 items, which are mostly decor and don't really take away from the build if they're not there. But yeah, it's kind of cozy. It's very sort of blues, yellows. As you can see, a little bit of pink, a bit of cream, a little bit of wood here and there. I say here and there, wall-wise here and there, floor-wise, all wood. You come up in the lift. There's a nice little seating area. You can chill. Little coat area. Take off your shoes. Go through into the main like living space, which is the biggest part of the penthouse, definitely. You have a little seating area with all of the the sofa, the fireplace. Grab a book, get cozy, hot drink tray ready to go. Then there is a more open plan. I'm just considering it a hobbies area, but obviously depends what your Sims want to do. They could craft at the desk. They could pull out a laptop or buy a computer and work at the desk, or work or play options. There's a games table. There's room for if your Sims wanted to set up other things. Outside, there's more stuff. Oddly enough. But yeah, you can paint. There's a nice little rocking chair. There's a nectar maker machine. Telescope. Barbecue area. A little picnic corner. I think whatever your Sims hobbies are, they'll A, have space to either add the items, or B, they're already here. There's also a piano, and a nice bar. I feel like, even though this is, I say this like if you live alone or as only a couple, you can't like invite lots of people over, but I feel like this is a social spot. Like, we have the bar, we have lots of chairs around the table. I feel like, the Sims always inviting friends over. I mean, who wouldn't want to constantly go over to your friend that has a bunch of mini sheep, though? You'd be like, yes, I want to come and just hug your little walking clouds. They have their own little room. It's a little bit open plan. It's a little bit, visibility from the bedroom. It's not fully walled off. And as you may have noticed, there's a couple windows in the entrance hall. I have placed them already, right? Sorry, I'm watching back the video as I narrate, but I am kind of, when you stop actually paying attention to what is in front of your face. And I'm like, did I do that yet? I hope so. Pretty sure they're one of the first things I placed over there, so they should be there. So I'm thinking, you can come up the lift immediately into their home and just peek in the window at their mini sheep if their mini sheep are in their designated mini sheep area. Or not, because I'm not thinking this is a place where the mini sheep are in their little mini sheep pen and that's it. Like, no, the mini sheep are free roaming. That's just where they can go back to chill. Like, that's their bedroom, but they're not locked in. They can go wherever. Maybe I should have made a door rather than an archway leading to the lift. But hey, if the mini sheep want to go on an adventure throughout the city, these are city mini sheep. They can do what they want. Maybe they want to go and, I don't know, buy some lettuce at a stall. Watch some Sims paint a... I don't know. Do I pretend I could hazard a guess what a mini sheep dreams of doing? I think they'd be happy just chilling with each other up here, honestly. And there's a lot of hay. I don't know how... I add more hay later, but I feel like I really missed the really obvious hay item, and I don't know how, because I swear I never noticed it when I was going through any category that it would have made sense for it to be in until I searched by name, and then I was like, wait, how did I not see this already? You know what, I feel like I was starting this off, especially doing the kitchen with the more blues and the yellows and a bit of pink. I thought the whole place was going to be a lot more vibrant, especially thanks to that sheep rug, the colourful swatch of it. But I think the other swatch of the sheep rug, the more like beigey, grey, whatever, with the little plain sheep print, I feel like it really influenced my design choices a bit more. And I'm not saying that the place is like super beige and yeah. I'm just saying it worked out slightly less over the top colourful than I initially thought I was going for. And it kind of works, it makes a chill, cozy vibe. All of the sleeping sheep in the bedroom because it makes sense. I have no idea how happy I was because I forgot we had that bed with the sheep swatch. And like, I was just building. My boyfriend was in the room and like we were talking about something while I was building, and I was just like, I think, interrupted mid-sentence to be like, ooh, sheep bed. Oh, such is to build in The Sims, is to get excited. I'm trying to remember what else. I've kind of covered everything, right? Hobbies, see, this is the chill desk space. There's nothing stopping you doing some walls and adding some doors, but it is all sort of archways. The only rooms that have a proper door are the bedroom and the bathroom, and obviously the door leading out to the balcony. Speaking of balconies, because the penthouse I, destroyed to build this, did have a balcony like on the right hand side where the bedroom is as well. Obviously I went, no, I want more indoor space, and that is fine. But clearly the game doesn't entirely appreciate you building all the way out to the edge of the penthouse lot on that side, because you can see it kind of gives you a like a foundation platform trim, but it's all the game's doing, not mine. I don't think it is particularly jarring or like takes away from it all, because I think if I'd used a more patterned wallpaper, probably would have. But just penthouse things. If I could have done something better, I would have. I probably could have brought the room in a square, but I was like, no, the room's already what it is. Oh yeah, all the stars in the kitchen. I feel like it's both, like, I guess maybe just, the bits and pieces the penthouse has gathered over the years in terms of redecorations and, more built-in stuff like a cooker. But maybe it is all the sim that lives here currently. Maybe they completely renovated it. Complete do-over. But I feel like its vibe is vintage meets whimsical modern. Whether that's accurate from because I'm sure those actually mean more in an interior design kind of way. I'm just going in a vague vibe kind of way. And I think it worked. I think that's how I would describe it. I'm just like, small friend. ShrimpSims is not a professional interior designer and cannot be held responsible if there's an actual dictionary interior designer definition for any word shrimp may or may not use. Sounds a bit like, like those, like, how American ads for, like, medication have to have, like, the whole may cause side effects of this, and this, that, and this. Yeah, that's how I felt saying that. Oh yeah, the barbecue area with the nice little basket of all the I want to say trinkets, but trinkets not the right word. The food, napkins, things you'd need, bits and bobs, and then all of the sheep. And forgive the barbecue chef pig. If he could be a sheep, he would, but he's a pig and we accept him. Like I rambled in my previous build, which was a fun apple orchard, small business vibe. Do recommend. Of course, biased. But as I rambled in that, like, couldn't we just have, like, some pigs as well to have as pets? I know, the ship has sailed, both on the fact that we've already had, cottage living, horse ranch. They're really gonna do another one? I don't think so. And then also the of, gee, what will the future of The Sims be? That's a scary one, isn't it? But hey, happy sheep things. And the gazillion packs we already have. At the very least, I said it last time, I'm hoping the best case scenario is that, they notice people play but don't buy anything anymore, and then they'll just go, fine, let some other studio have The Sims. I know it would be through a sale and not in a actual giving away the franchise, I know, but a shrimp can dream. And maybe someone with a little shred of something could take over the franchise and just let Maxis do what Maxis does best. Anyway, speaking of dreams, isn't that a nice easel? You can paint whatever you can imagine. Oh yeah, the thing of all the shovels, which now I cannot. Again, back to the, if you're not a Dan and Phil fan, I'm sorry, but back to the Dan and Phil penthouse thing, because the penthouse they were like redoing had that on it, and they were like, whoa, that's serial killer stuff. So now all I'm thinking is, serial killer stuff, even though it's like a collection of just random everyday items, because anything can be art. But I kind of thought that could be like, because the person maybe doesn't have as much space as, if they lived on a regular Granted, on a penthouse, they could expand up. They could do whatever they want. They could, you know. But with what we're working with here, they don't have unlimited space. And they don't have, like, a proper garden. So maybe, like, you know, the shovel and stuff. They're like, hey, if I had a garden, I'd use this shovel. And I like this shovel, so I'm going to buy this shovel. And I'm going to make it into art until I have a garden to actually use the shovel. That's my mindset. Yes, I am the kind of person that would buy something I don't necessarily need yet. But no, I'll make use of the future. Why would you ask? Oh, yeah, and the little radio. Yeah, you know. Seriously, your Sims are going to be bored. If they're creative... green-thumbed, want to cook or make nectar. I say want to cook, like, breaking news. Home has kitchen. Main features. Basic essential room. But you know what I mean. I don't know, I'm just, you know, it's a nice variety of different hobbies, because I feel like I go all in sometimes with both my Sims and my builds, where like, this Sim is a musical Sim and they're gonna have all the musical instruments. Whereas I don't have an idea for it beyond obviously adoring mini sheep. I don't have an idea for this Sim. Obviously they're creative and green-thumbed based on all the items, but I haven't shoehorned them into being a musician or a painter or, you know, exclusively a knitting cross-stitcher crafter type. The little Sim world is their oyster. Oh yeah, I spent a while on wallpapers. I don't know, none of them quite hit the vibe. I feel like, you know, because horse ranches ones feel a little too much. Yes, this is my horse's barn. Cottage living's nice, but they're all very, like, in-your-face pattern. I toyed with putting glass walls on the little outside, like, rocking, not outside, but the little in-between room with the rocking chair. But then I was like, no, I think the window is the vibe, rather than pure glass wallpapers. That's what I was saying. Yeah, like the cottage living, a little bit intense patterns. Part of me wanted to use Enchanted by Nature's wallpapery one. I feel like in a different build, I'm gonna give my mini sheep and goats a beautiful enchanted forest, like barn. But I don't think it made sense with the windows and stuff in this. So I was like, no, we'll make it work. I think I ended up with mostly like paneling and various wood or relatively plain paint swatches. I can't remember if I kept that cottage living one in there. No, I don't think I did. Because I feel like the furniture and the art have enough of a pop to them. I was trying to make that wall a sort of feature wall because I liked the dark door frame and I wanted it to kind of blend in with the wall, but I couldn't get something that really matched and like made sense. So I do change it up once I, you know, finish bouncing around all of the rooms, being like, which wallpaper would suit you best? Oh yeah, you see the I already talked about them. I know the like peer into the mini sheep windows once you come up from the lift. I also like to think like the mini sheep are excellent judges of character. So like whenever the Sims bring anyone new back to the penthouse, the sheep are like already staring out the window, being like, not like in a super judgmental way, but being like enthusiastically inquisitive. And then if your Sims have brought back like a real asshole, all the sheep are like, bah, bah, no, get away. In, you know, mini sheep ease. Yeah. Oh yeah, I think that's the one I stuck with. And then, because I was gonna give that the kind of barn, but like nice painted barn vibe one for the mini sheep pen, but I feel like it looks too weird having that room being split in half with different wallpapers. So no, they can all have just one nice wallpaper. It's simple, but a little bit of design, pretty nice. And like I said, all of the wood floors. Oh yeah, I spent a while. I fought with the roof for a little bit because I didn't realize my roof clearly was not working out. Because I just wanted to make the nice cloud flooring for the ceiling for the little mini sheep bedroom, because I want them to be lying on their little hay beds if they have chosen to sleep there and not elsewhere in the penthouse, and look up at the sky and be like, hey, that's kind of the sky, and then look out the window and be like, hey, it does or does not perfectly match the actual sky right now. That's cool. Okay, this is the hay I mentioned. Because I don't know, did I scroll past it when I went through rugs before? Not a clue. And yes, all 11 mini sheep are accounted for and included. They will be here to say hi. And yes, the toy sheep from Werewolves, and that sheep seat from, is that Growing Together or Parenthood? I'm not sure anymore. But those are the things I alluded to before, of sheep themed items that upped the pack count a little bit. But for the most part, base game, cottage living, horse ranch. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, feel free to check out my channel. I have a bunch of other builds, both random ideas like this, recreations from other games and TV shows and stuff. Definitely worthwhile checking out my playlists, because I have a lot of stuff that's like on my other channel before I decided I was just going to have a dedicated Sims and Sim-esque games channel. But until next time, please give your mini sheep a nice little hug from me, from me through your Sims to the mini sheep. Goodbye. Should I do more animal penthouses? I know we don't really have any more goat items, but like I could do a horse, a cow, I don't know, the chickens.